the topic on which I have to speak. Already I have given it, but you should spell out. What is the topic?
Sir, your topic for today is nuances of filmmaking and various details regarding this. Nuances of filmmaking, sir.
Okay. So today I'll be speaking on nuances of filmmaking. Actually, making of film or cinema movement is not very old, and it has not more than 100 years or 150 years. But the movement of filmmaking has taken place long back in France, in Russia, and other countries. And now it has come to our country also in a big way. Now, what is nuances of filmmaking? I will be talking about how old alphabets, the cold alphabet, I mean the written literature, has turned into visual art. Now people are not interested in only old alphabets, but they are interested in visual arts. They want to see, they want to hear instead of only reading a book. And that's why film has become very popular among youngsters and older people as well. And we see that during olden times, when there was no written script, people were only listening to folk stories and folk songs. Now it seems we have come to that area or age where we are more interested in listening than reading. But as well as we are reading and writing and listening, I think it will go hand in hand. Now, nuances of filmmaking. What is the nuances of filmmaking? Filmmaking is a very difficult art. It is a very difficult art. It's not very easy, and it is as good as climbing a mountain, and you have to cross so many ladders. It has 337 steps to cross. Unless you cross that 337 steps, you cannot make a film. So now, before you uh, make a film, what things you require? You require a concept, first of all. You require a concept. Then you require a screenplay plus dialogues. And then you require shooting a script, because shooting a script is different. Shooting a script is completely script where it is written how you are going to take shots. Screenplay, a writer writes. A dialogue writer writes dialogue. And concept, anybody can give concept, no problem. But when a film is written, now you have to develop into a cinema. For that, you require photographer and cameraman. And then you have to sit, a director has to sit with the screenplay and the script as well. How to take shots, uh, how to capture sceneries, and how to capture all the nuances in a film. So, with the help of a photographer, with the help of cameraman, the director makes visuals soothing and write. As for example, a writer will write only screenplay. He will not write whether you have to take a shot in a close shot or long shot, a composite shot, or whatever it is. But only a cameraman will tell you where to take this shot as a long shot, or a close shot, or a tight close-up shot, or a composite shot, or you have to use wide lens, or this lens, or that lens. Only cameraman can tell the director. And both of them make a visual, they can make a storyboard as well, and then they go for shooting. So when they go for shooting, now another crisis erupts, and that crisis is where to shoot a film. For that, you require a location, and location should be very proper. Suppose if you are making a film uh, in a home, in a flat, you require a flat, you require rooms, and if you are shooting in a jungle, you require a jungle. If you are shooting in a hotel, you require a hotel, like that. Previously, what used to happen is everything was created in a studio. The studio system was there everywhere, not only in Bombay, but elsewhere also. Studio system was there. We used to create hotel. We used to create offices, jails, and everything was created in a studio. But now the scenario has changed. The scenario is we go to the actual location for making a film. And now things are changing very fast, and it has changed very fast as well. Because in I will talk about Hindi cinema. Uh, about 20 years back, there was a movement in India, and that movement was created by a film director called named as B.R. Ishara. He used to shoot in actual locations. He used to make films in 21 days. And what was those actual locations? Like he used to go to jail, or he for shooting a scene in a jail, or he used to go to a hotel for shooting in a hotel, or if you he used to go to a flat or a bungalow to shoot a scene. So he made it very simple. He made the filmmaking very simple and uh, very perfect as well. So films were made in that way. And nowadays we see that film everywhere in the country and in the world, we are going for actual locations because then it becomes very uh, authentic. As for example, and so there are so many movements taking place throughout the world. As for example, in India, I will talk about India. There was in the beginning films were made commercially, and they used to make like a theater. Films were made like a theater because we were not that much advanced cinematically, and so you used to stage a play and then shoot it, or so it was very artificial. Slowly and gradually, cinema changed, and it became commercial cinema. We call it Bollywood cinema. Became commercial cinema. You see, a lot of films were made very to just to attract people and to earn money. But there was a movement like art cinema in India, art cinema, parallel cinema, new wave cinema. So all these things took place in a very short span of time. Now I will talk about Money Call. Money Call made a film called Uski Roti, and Kumar Shahani made a film called Duvidha. They were art films. Then parallel cinema was also being made, where they used to show the stark realities of life. You can call it uh, neo uh, realistic films in the realm of in the style of Disica's Bicycle Thief, Italian movie. So from formalism and structuralism to neoclassicism and neo-realism, neo-realistic cinema, now cinema has turned to area of deconstruction. What is deconstruction? Because without literature, uh, you cannot make a film. Literature is the core. Literature is a core. Language is a core. Unless you have basic knowledge of literature, unless you know about human emotions, unless you know about realities, you cannot be a good director. A director has to, he is all in one. He has to be a writer, he has to be a director, he has to be an actor. So he has to have the knowledge of all these things. If only then he can make a good film. So we were talking about certain movements, and that movement included neoclassical film, formalism, structuralism, and now we have entered into the area of deconstruction. Now, what is deconstruction? And in literature, deconstruction came with the arrival of Derrida. Derrida was the man who said that a work of art has so many meanings, and a dollar has so many meanings. A write-up has so many meanings. You just, as for example, you have a building and you deconstruct a building, then you will find so many things, pillars, cement, and other things, materials associated with building. And so you find layer by layer so many things. Like that, deconstruction. Nowadays, films are made in a very intelligent manner, not only in Western countries, but also in India, and it is coming up very fast. So, in the coming days, films will provide not only entertainment, but it will provide at the same time uh, things to learn, things to appreciate, and things to have a lot of discussions. Now, I have talked about feature films. Now, documentary. What is documentary? Documentary means from document to documentary. You make a document and then you make a documentary. And you have to select a subject for making a documentary. You should have a theme for making documentary. And then you go to actual locations making a documentary. Suppose if making a film on somebody, some big man, big writer or big poet. So you have to have his interview and you have to have knowledge of that man's background. Only then, when I have to stop you, please tell me, because I would like to have a few questions also. Okay, yeah, Sumedha, are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Huh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, okay. So, is it all right? I am going well, or you have? Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because it is extra 4, I don't have any notes and all. So, I'm talking about documentary. And documentary, a document can be made into a film. Even an office file, you can make a film. Even a PhD thesis, you can make a film. That is documentary. Nowadays, besides documentary, a new cult has taken place in the making of films is short films. And short films are becoming very popular these days, very popular. And you'll be surprised that there are buyers of short films. And the content is important. Nowadays, uh, actually, in the beginning, it was the way, it was the style that was important. But nowadays, content is important. Content is very important. And it has come here very recently that you have to have content in your film and you have to have content in your subject. Then only it will be received very well. So short films are coming up very fast. You take a very small subject, a short subject, a fleeting moment of life, a very fleeting moment of life. Suppose if you see a flower and you are happy, you can make a film out of that. Your emotions, your expressions, your feelings when you look at a flower. When you see a beautiful girl, you can make a film out of that. And you can make a film. Suppose, for example, there was a film in English that I saw uh, that a man was shaving in the washroom, and what happened? Blood was oozing out of his beard. That's all. That was a short film, 2 minutes, and you have to make out what is it. And that is the beauty of short film. Sometimes they throw questions to you. Sometimes they just put forth a short story. Sometimes they put a question, and sometimes they are very articulate in stating the facts. So these are the movements from formalism, from structuralism, from uh, deconstruction, from postmodernism. Film has also traveled with literature. Film has also traveled with literature. And in film, so many arts take place. Film is not a storytelling only. You don't tell a story only, but you tell a story with the help of music, with the help of acting, with the help of scenes, with so many things. So many things are involved. It is not only art, but technology as well. So it is confluence of so many things, and then commerce comes in. And as for example, you see the film, a silent film, Battleship Potemkin. It was made long back in Russia, and that has created a lot of praise for that movie. And it was after the Tsar, that film was made, Battle of Potemkin, and it was a beautiful film. And how it was a silent film, but you can understand what is there. Then Charlie Chaplin, he also made great dictator and all other films. They are new realistic on the realistic platform. Very nice films. And in India also, you have Bimal Roy and Satyajit Ray, Raj Kapoor, Gurudutt, Kumar Shahni, Bihari Shara, Shyam Benegal, Mani Kaul, all these people, they have made lovely films. So in one lecture, I cannot go for our discussion in one lecture. It requires a lot of lectures because I told you that film has 337 steps. When you want to make a film, you should know 337 steps. Then only you can make a film and you can make a powerful film. So I would like to uh, ask for a few questions and I would like to answer them before I finish it off. Please.
Participants are requested to raise questions.
So we have almost 45 minutes time. So participants are requested to ask any question. Sir, can you please discuss something about the film history of our Jharkhand? If anything about the Jharkhand, the history of Jharkhand, because you are the first filmmaker. I think you are the first commercial filmmaker of Jharkhand also. The Akrant was the movie. So can you tell me something about that? How the journey starts and how you all start and all?
No, actually, I was in theater those days. When I made the film Akrant, I was in theater. I was doing theater work. Then I was selected for film appreciation course at Film Institute of Pune. And after coming, I started visiting villages and jungles and all those things, all those places. And I wrote a script for radio actually. This Akrant was made for radio, Ek Subah Ki Talash. Then a few tribal friends, they said that why don't you write a film on tribals of Jharkhand? Then I started visiting tribal villages and I lived with them. I danced with them. I ate with them. Oh, it was a tremendous life with tribals when I was about to make my film. And I wrote my script in Netarhat and at Ranchi and some parts in Bombay. And so we started that movie. But in those days, filmmaking was very difficult. You know, filmmaking was difficult because uh, it was not digitized. It was made on celluloid, and you have to take a camera plus Nagara tape recorder, lights, and so many apparatus, and so many people. But nowadays, filmmaking is very easy compared to those days. And the Nagara tape recorder used to have the same speed with the camera those days. And for the roles used to come from foreign countries. You have to depend on roles. So it was very difficult those days, very, very difficult. And then for uh, the editing part, actually, uh, we used to have a stand back system. And the editors had a hell of a job, I tell you, hell of a job. They used to, they used small scissors and they used to cut this, they used to see on the stand back, they used to cut, they used to join and whatnot. And then the negatives used to go to the lab and the director didn't know what has happened with the film because unless it comes in positive format, you don't know what is there. Nowadays, you can see on monitor while shooting, but in those days, it was not possible to see on the monitor. So it used to go to the lab and the film used to be watched. The positive used to come. That is called rush print. That was called rush print. And then with the rush print, you used to do again editing. First of all, you did with the negative, now you do with the rush print. And then when everything was okay, then you used to go for dubbing. And then you 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 have several tracks, like music track, like dialogue track, like this and this. And so when everything was mixed together, it was called married print. So those days was very difficult filmmaking, but very challenging at the same time, very challenging in those days. Nowadays, it is a child's play. Now everybody is a journalist with a movie camera, with a mobile. Every day, every man is a filmmaker with the mobile. Now it is very, very easy to shoot a film, uh, to bring anything on mobile or laptop or whatever it is. But in those days, film making was very difficult because it required a lot of techniques. Yes. Yes, Sudhir. Have I satisfied you? I mean,
Yes, sir. Yes,
you
sir.
have to-
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sumedha ma'am, there are few questions
Yes,
in the
sir.
chat box. So please read out for the sir.
Sir, Mayuri Pal has asked, can you suggest any filmmaking course that one can do if someone wishes to pursue film direction?
Where? In Ranchi or elsewhere?
Uh, Mayuri Pal is from outside Jharkhand, sir.
She can go to Pune Institute of Filmmaking. There are so many institutes, private institutes, but still Pune is the best. Then she can go to Satyajit Ray Film Institute, but for that she has to pass exams. And one student from my institute, she has joined Pune Film Institute as she is learning the art of editing. She has joined last year. She joined Pune Institute. For that, you have to sit in for exams, and you have to face interviews also. But the courses they run in Pune Institute is fantastic, really fantastic. And I suggest every student to at least visit Film Institute of Pune. You will feel sense of history over there. In come in, come in, please. In Film Institute of Pune, you have sense of history, and because it was Prabhat Studio in those times, and even the trees speak in Pune Institute. What to talk of films? You see a lot of films, foreign films, Indian films, so many films. And very good professors come, and very good filmmakers come to teach. In our days, Shyam Benegal used to come. Nowadays, many eminent filmmakers like uh, Kashyap and Anwar Sinha and all those people, they come to teach. So, to my mind, and if you compete in Pune Institute, nothing like that. But next best is Satyajit Ray in Kolkata. Then there is in Tamil Nadu. Then there is in Orissa. Like that, so many states. But they are not that good. But Pune is the best. So they run the course. And there are so many private institutes in Bombay. They have flourished. So many. They run short courses in film direction, film editing, film writing, film acting. So many private organizations.
So the next question is from Rajkumar Das. He is asking, could you please explain about how a narrative can affect any storyline in a film?
How a narrative?
Yes, sir.
Can you change the question? I mean,
Sir, it
how-
is, or he has also asked simply, can I say what is the role of a narrative in a film?
yes, very good. Narrative is very important. Very important. You see, every film for that matter, every film has a narrative. Without narrative, you can't make a film. You can't make a film on synopsis only. You have a narrative like on society or man-woman relationship or poverty, disease, or any narrative you can use. And these days, there are so many psychological problems in society, and so many hypnotic problems in society. the writers are writing. And as for example, a film was made, Burfi. Remember Burfi? It had that film was made on 2, 3 layers. There was narrative plus plot, subplot, and storytelling as well. So without narrative, you cannot make a film. You must have a narrative. If you don't have a narrative, you can make a film, no doubt. But like Uski Roti didn't have narrative because a woman was waiting for her husband to come. That's all. That was the narrative, if you say. The woman was waiting for her husband to come. And the husband comes. Roti ban gayi. That's all. That is the only dialogue. It was not a silent film, but it was told in a very unconventional manner, that film. And very slow camera work, very slow movements, very slow, very dull. But that is the beauty of that film, that slowness, that dullness. So narrative is very important, but without narrative also you can make a film. If you have got an idea, you can make an idea film without narrative. Idea film also you can make. There are so many ideas, there are so many concepts you can make with concept also. But for a commercial film, I think you need a narrative. Yes.
So can we move to the next question?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
the next question is from Jishnu Nag. He wants to know the differences between full-length feature film and a short film.
Oh my, it's very simple. You all know about it. Full length film, it can be of 1 hour, 2.5 hours, or 3 hours. And a short film is a short film. It can be of 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, like that. So it is like that. You can make big films like Sangam. It had 2 intervals, 2 intermissions. Or you can make a short, not that big film, but 1 hour film or 1 hour and a half, like that. Or 2 hours film, or 3 hours film, or 4 hours film. But short film you make for, as I said, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, anything you can do. And nowadays, many films are made, short films are made. And in making of short films, Iran has come up in a big way. They're making lovely short films. Idea films they are making, idea films. One small idea they take and they shoot, and the film is over. They shoot for 1 day only, 2 day only. And it's a classic. They win a lot of awards, these Irani directors. They're making very beautiful films. So short film, there is because short film you cannot sell in the market. You cannot sell in the market. When you have put a lot of money in making a film, you want to sell it. Unless it is sold, you are finished. Crores of rupees are spent, lakhs of rupees are spent in making a film. So you have to sell it in the market. So for big films, feature films, you require. Yes, yes. And any more questions? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
S-
So you can ask. HOD, sir.
no. Please read out the question of Mr. Jishnu.
Oh,
Then I
okay.
will ask.
Sir, Rashmi CP is asking, any tips on short films to be made for OTT?
Yes. Now, content is the master, and OTT platform, they welcome content. If you have got a very good content, you can sell it. You can pitch in your idea to OTT platforms and they will accept it. But you must have good content. Now content is the king. Content is the king. Now without content, nobody will appreciate your work. If you have got a little content and big content, it doesn't matter. But if you have got a content, a beautiful content, they will accept your uh, film, short film. They sell it also. They promote it also. But first of all, you must have good content for a short. Yes.
So Jishnu Nag has another question. It is, how can we do the character sketch in a script by maintaining the story outline?
Please repeat it.
How can we do the character sketch in a script by maintaining the story outline?
Oh, that depends on the writer, how the writer does it. It has got several milieux, how you write a character and how you see, for example, like and the character sketch. Actually, these character sketch we do in short stories and not in theater also short character sketch, but we do it in a short story. And the protagonist of a film is the he the film revolves around the protagonist of the film, protagonist. And if you want to know about character sketch, he is the main character. He is the main focus. So about that, the writer writes about it. And suppose if you are making a film on a criminal, so you have to have the study of what is crime, what is criminology, and how they operate, all these things. Then you can write all these things. Suppose if you are writing an artist, you have to have the idea of what is an art. Suppose if you want to write on painter, you should know about the nuances of painting, how one does painting, how the idea develops into it. That is like that. Yes.
Sir, in the history of cinema, we have different type of theories also that are related to films, right? So when we talk about the French New Wave, when we talk about the Italian Neo Realism, or when we talk about, we can say that the feminist film theorist Lara Mulvey. So she is talking about the visual pleasure and their narratives, about the subjective, about the objectification. So what's your take about the objectification or the beautification? What is the difference between a male gaze and female gaze when we are just going to show the body of any female in any cinema and all? So what's your take? In OTT, we are just thinking about their language. You talk about the content. So in OTT, the content are also sometimes very vulgar as per we see the theory of Lara Mulvey and all. So what's your take?
Not only vulgar, but takes are also very obscene on OTT. And I think government should take responsibility for that. Because if on OTT, there is no censor. So they are using a lot of slang language, actually, very dirty slang language. Even women are using dirty language, slang language. And so it rather hits at you. It hits at your mind. I think they should do it in a very aesthetic manner. That aestheticism is gone. Even if you are talking about sex, even if you are talking of love, it should be done in a very aesthetic manner. But that aestheticism is gone. We have become very cheap. And on OTT platform, you see, on cheapness, they are promoting. Not only in OTT platform, but also in films also, they are operating. The symbolism has gone. The metaphor has gone. The aesthetics has gone. Now we are on the very cruel, carnal desire, which is there inside. It is being shown in a very stupid manner, in a very rough manner, in a very rustic manner. I think we should stop that. If you want to make a good film, you should know about metaphor. You should know about symbolism. You should know about aestheticism. Without aesthetics, you cannot make a good film. That's why nobody talks about those films where they use slang language and gali and all these things. We hate to see all this films. We cannot see with your family. You cannot see with your kids all this film because it jars your ears. It hits at your ears. You cannot see. So why we are doing that? It seems that we are trying to, imitate foreign culture. That's why. Or okay, in village people talk like that. In village they talk like that, but they don't talk like that all the time. Sometimes they talk like that. But why you try to imitate? You have to have that aesthetic sense because your film is seen by so many people, youngsters, old people, family persons, girls, boys, so many people. So why you want to hit at them? Please don't do that. Please. If you want to make a good film, you should have that aesthetic sense. I think I have made my point.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, there are a few more questions. Like Chandan Kumar Mishra is asking how to write the best content for a short movie in the context of Jharkhand.
Actually, first of all, you have to have knowledge of Jharkhand. What is Jharkhand? First of all, many people don't know what is Jharkhand. They think that this is simply a state. Let me ask him, who gave this name Jharkhand? Is he there? Can he answer me? Can he see me? The question, the man who put the question, the boy who put the question.
Mr. Chandan Kumar Mishra, you can disable your or you can activate your audio video. Sir is asking you something.
Yes.
Mr. Chandan Kumar Mishra, you can unmute yourself.
First of all, you have to have the knowledge of Jharkhand. Jharkhand is,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. You tell me what do you mean by Jharkhand?
Sir, in Jharkhand, how to shoot a short movie like historic places and uh, historic places, sir. How to shoot?
Okay. Then first of all, you have to have knowledge of historic places in Jharkhand. What are those
Yes,
places? Historic places.
like
Unless you have the
Navratangad,
knowledge.
Padmachila, like Navratangad, Padmachila.
Yes. So first of all, you have to do research on those. Because without research, you cannot make a short film. Or for that matter, you cannot make a film. You should have research work. You should have a research team. Research is very important for making a short film or making a documentary. You make a feature film without research. But for a short film, for a documentary, you must have research team. Only then you can make a good film. Suppose if you want to make a film on history or historical things, historical monuments, first of all, you have to have knowledge of that place. Only then you can make a good film. And Jharkhand has got a lot of potentiality, lot of historical places, lot of folklores, lot full of stories. You can make films in Jharkhand throughout your life. It has full of stories. कहानियों की कमी नहीं. But you have to have knowledge. You have to have done your research. Only then you can.
Okay, thank you.
I think we should now take a break.
Sir, there are a few more questions. Dr. Nisha
Yes.
Singh, who hails from Ranchi and is currently in Mumbai University, she has asked a question. Could you please recommend some very good documentaries made on social movements in Jharkhand?
That I'm sorry. I cannot give any specific answer about that. I'm sorry, I can't.
Okay, sir. So next question is from Jishnu Nag. How lensing is important on filmmaking to create a visual narrative?
Yes, you should have knowledge of lens. It has to do with photography because that is the basic thing. Unless you have the knowledge of how to use lens and how to use camera, you cannot make a good film. Because what is camera? What is lens? They capture stories. They also capture stories. And so you should have knowledge of lens. Good cameraman should have knowledge of lens. He should have knowledge of lights. Only then he can make a good film. So lensing is very important. Very important. Yes. Yes.
Are there any more questions from the participants?
Now it's problem. Tomorrow I have got a seminar. For that I have to go.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
HOD, sir?
I think I think Sasi wants to ask question. Sasi Bhushan, you want to ask
Yes,
any
sir.
question to?
Only one question. Only one question.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
sir. Only one question. Please, Sasi, please पूछिए आप.
Namaste, sir.
Arey Bab,
It's
he is
it's my
also there.
pleasure. It's my pleasure to have such a versatile personality, and thankful to Amity University. My question is that uh, Sudhir sir also discussed about it, OTT platform. So nowadays we generally see that the audience move to a web series. So my question is that the craze of web series, is it challenges for feature films?
No, I don't think that they can challenge feature film. Feature film has its own audience. Web series has got its own idea. If you want to see a vulgar cinema, you can
Yeah,
go to OTT.
yeah, it is slangy words. Generally, we
It's not
there
only
is
slangy,
used
but
in it.
it's very vulgar at the same time. It
Yes,
hits at your mind, it hits at your heart. And if you want to see that, if you want to enjoy that, you go to and see OTT. You have got a lot of vulgar scenes, lot of pornography, lot of they enjoy. But in feature film, there is censor. There is censor board.
yes,
Is there? So, but if you want to see beauty and metaphor and symbol and uh, aesthetics, you will see films, not OTT. OTT has got the audience, youngsters
yes. Youngster
who have who have got a lot of
generally was this.
and who have got a lot of carnal desires. So they go and see this thing. And India is a very frustrated country, a very frustrated country. So they go and see to just enjoy themselves. OTT. I don't think that OTT will pose a big challenge to cinema. Cinema will remain cinema. And if you go and see in a cinema in a picture hall, it has a different atmosphere and different milieu. You enjoy seeing a film in a hall, in a picture hall.
But generally we see that theater is also empty. Lot of time. Theater also very empty. Sometimes.
Yes, the good film they don't want to see actually. When
So that
I went to see a film. I don't remember the name. It was made a film by a Bengali director. It was a great movie, I tell you. And only three people used to be there in the theater. And I went every day to see that film.
yes.
And the one day operator came to me, what is so interesting that you come every day? I said, "Bhai, this is a beautiful film. I come. No, we are going to cancel the show itself. So this is your last show. We are not going to show it again because we are running at a loss. So this is the fate of good films, good cinema, good cinema.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
I
you, sir.
think I should thank you.
Sir, there's one last question from Professor Saurav from Central University of Odisha. Sir is asking, please say something about the future of the cell phone filming.
I think you can make self films, but I don't think that it will be commercially viable. I don't think it will be commercially viable. You can make short films, you can make documentaries, but you cannot make a feature film. And if you try and make a feature film, I don't think that you will have buyer as such. And that beauty you cannot capture through a cell phone because for that you require commercial setup, everything commercial, and good camera work, good lights, good lenses. How you are going to get it in mobile? I don't think so. Just to enjoy yourself, uh, that is called in Hindi swanta sukhai. You can do that, but I don't think it has got a future as such. Mobile filmmaking, mobile reporting can do, but not filmmaking.
Sir, Saurav sir is writing, Vishal Bharadwaj recently made a film with iPhone called Fursat. What about that?
Vishal Bhardwaj, he's a big man. He can do anything. He can do anything. But I don't think that is going to be commercially viable. I don't think it is released also. The film is released. Is it released?
Saurav sir? Saurav sir, you can unmute yourself.
So many experiments are being done. You know that Chetan Anand made a film without a script. He made a film without a script. It doesn't have a grammar as such. It doesn't have grammar. You can make a film without a script even. With a script, without a script, only with a concept you can make a film. That depends on the capability of a director, how he handles it. So, Mera, I think now we should stop. It's
So
already
Saurav
12.
sir is writing that the film is already there on YouTube.
YouTube. Okay, I'll see
Yes.
that.
So there are many other.
I congratulate Saurabh. Let him make a film and show me. Then I'll see. Next time. Next time.
Okay, sir. So there's one last question from Jishnu Nag.
Hmm.
Just one last, sir.
Hmm.
Could you please give us a knowledge of Steenbeck and Moviewala used in film editing?
So that is a very technical thing. You cannot give in this thing, a short this thing. That was a different thing. On a Steinbeck, you used to see the film, the rushes, the negatives, and then you used to cut. Then you have scissors. That is a very difficult process. For that, it requires a total 2-3 classes as such. I cannot answer in 1 minute that thing. That is technique. That was a technique, and the editors used to do that. And you will be surprised. Even we used to edit dubbing, used to edit dialogues. The editors used to edit dialogues. When I was made the film, and that time rock and roll system has come in dubbing. So I requested all my artists to come and do dubbing on rock and roll. And I had done very beautifully on dialect delivery on rock and roll. Though I was not a professional as these film actors of Bombay. You'll be surprised. अरे यार छोड़ो ना एडिटर कर देगा. But I told that my film is a small film. Why don't you learn in my film? And they all came and learned how to do dubbing in a rock and roll system. So many systems are coming and evolving every day. Pilot dubbing, pilot dialogue recording. You go to a studio. As for example, Sham Menegal experiment with pilot recording. He didn't go for dubbing. So many, it doesn't have a grammar as such. You can have your own grammar. You can create your grammar. As he said that he made film on iPhone and it is released on YouTube. It's very good. You can have your own idea and you can have your own grammar as such. Create your own grammar.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, please leave after the vote of thanks. Be there. HOD, sir, can we now proceed to vote of thanks?
Yes.
Now,
Please.
I would request again my dear colleague, Ms. Priya Shaw, ma'am, to give away the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
I'm extremely thankful, Professor Dr. B.P. Sinha, sir. You gave your precious time, your valuable expertise regarding the filmmaking and all the other practical things you shared with all of us. And of course, it seemed that the participants, they were really, interested, and they tried to explore more and more through the n number of questions they were asking. We are also thankful to our founder president, sir, our vice chancellor, sir, dean academic, sir, registrar, sir, who all gave the approvals and permission to have such a wonderful session with BP Sinha, sir. And thankful to HOI, sir, HOD, sir, for guiding us for this FDP, online FDP. Thank you so much, sir.